Sing ciao, everybody. Welcome back. You're watching Vietnam Steve, and I've got a good one for you today. Might be a little bit disjointed. I'm doing two things at once today. As you know, doing the 5 at 5. It's actually about 6:30 at the moment, and just getting up and moving. I might just put the watch on here. It's always a trap. All right, a little bit slow on getting that one moving. Let's just make sure she's going okay. Yep, we're away. We're on an outdoor walk. Had a comment last week saying, what do you really do in retirement? All we ever see you doing is walking. So I've embarked on an ambitious plan of filming for 1 minute each hour of the day. So you'll see that one coming out in the next month. But I've already done the first one, which was, hey, I've just got out of bed and I'm having a coffee. Hope that ticks your boxes. And now I'm out walking. But what I've done is I've set the alarm on my phone so that every 50 minutes I get a reminder to pick up the phone and film what I'm doing. And hopefully, what do we have? 18 hours in a day. You'll get 18 minutes of Vietnam Steve. So that's an interesting thing that's happening. But today I wanted to talk to you about sort of things you learn as you get a bit older, particularly living in a foreign land with foreign cultures and behaviours that you can adopt that sort of help you meander through life without too much angst. If I do have to abruptly stop the video, it's because my alarm's gone off and I'll have to figure out what I'm going to do. I'll do a 1 minute vart for a vartet, I suppose, for that other piece of video art that I'm preparing, and hopefully we get 18 of those in 18 minutes across the course of the day. And then you'll see what I really do in retirement, and you'll be able to understand whether it's top secret or not. So back to things that you learn through life and help you navigate through life. First things first, don't sweat the small stuff. One of the things that you learn as you go through life is that there's a lot of small stuff, and there's quite a few things that don't even need your input or advice at all. I sort of learnt this back in the corporate world, where if you let some problems bake for a day, they go away of their own accord. Somebody else solves them or has got a greater urgency than you. So whatever you're thinking about in life and wherever you're at in life, I'd encourage you to don't sweat the small stuff. And when you really look at life and how you're going to enjoy it for those last 30 years, most of the stuff you're dealing with is the small stuff. So got about 4 or 5 of these, but the first one that I'd hope you'd take away is don't sweat the small stuff. Now, I can't vouch for how the sound's going to go here walking down the main road. It's not a YouTube friendly spot. Just had to pause what I'm doing here today to do something I'm doing for a month away, which is those 1 minute every hour vartets, to let people know what I really do in retirement other than walking. So they've had two updates already, and here we are walking. So who would have thunk it? The second pearls of wisdom that I've learnt through life that you might like to consider or take away is one that stood me in good stead throughout the years. It's what I call, if in doubt, lower your standards. And so quite often we get wound up with things that we have to do, or pressures that we put upon ourselves, or expectations of others. And in the scheme of things, none of that really matters. And so when people start getting wound up about something that hasn't happened, or something they want to happen that they wish would happen, but the other party's not cooperating, I always remind them, if in doubt, lower your standards. And what you find then is that most problems go away, because it's really your standards that are putting the pressure on that other party to perform. And at the end of the day, people perform at their own pace, to their own skill level, in their own time. So don't sweat the small stuff. And if you're ever in doubt about a course of action, or an urgency of something, and it's causing you a lot of angst and pressure and stress, lower your standards. That's 2. I'm going to check the how the sound's coming through on this. I've got the Go Check microphone going. However, can't see that it ever seems to knock out any background noise. I'll have to try and edit that later, and I'm not a good editor. I just thought I'd show you where I'm walking. It's along a grass track here beside the road. That's why you're getting a lot of car noise. Would be worse if it was raining. We have these large trenches that I have to step over, and they flow from left to right on your screen, down to a drainage system over there. So a lot of these trees along here have been re-stood up. You can see this one's tipped over, and gentleman stops to see if I need a ride. What a nice gentleman. Trees blew over in Typhoon Yagi, and they've all been re-stood up and got these little stakes around them. All right. I sort of got to watch where I'm walking here, and got a few thoughts rushing through my head as I filmed that where I'm walking component. I did have a comment from one of my trusted followers that said they'd like a lot less of the camera on me, and more of, the scenery and sights, which is a fair comment, and also less talking. So essentially what you're saying is you'd like the opposite of what the channel is. But thanks for watching. I had another comment about the birds that were in a recent vart that I did when I was back in Australia. They're native birds to Australia. We call them 28s. They make a screeching sound, and we love them in Australia. But I got a comment saying, thank goodness you're in Australia. I don't want to see that invasive bird species taking over Vietnam. So in Australia, we don't want the invasive birds from Vietnam, and in Vietnam, they don't want the invasive birds from Australia. Needless to say, most of the birds here have been eaten. I don't see too many birds. Third on the hit parade. It's escaped my memory now. I've got one that I want to finish off with. What have we had so far? Why don't you put in the comments any sort of words of wisdom you've got for me and the rest of the channel. Smash that like button. And ever since I've been asking you to subscribe, because I know only 60% of you are subscribed, I've had people leaving the channel, so thank you for that. I'll just go back to my notes here and figure out what this third one was, because I don't really want to hit the last one until the end. All right, sad to say it, the one I've forgotten was if you've got a partner, the old saying is happy wife, happy life. And I have to say that's one of the things that I've learned as I've got much older, that if you've got a a good partner and they're keeping the household running smoothly, then that happy wife, happy life old adage really does apply. And that's probably one of the reasons that I, if in doubt, lower my standards and don't sweat the small stuff is I've got a cracking wife that guides me through life. So that's fantastic. So that's the third piece of wisdom, along with don't sweat the small stuff. If in doubt, lower your standards and try and get that happy wife so you can have a happy life. Now these trees in Cyclone Yagi, the whole lot of them were blown over. As you can see, they've all been stood up. They've had a little prune up the top and they've got 3 sticks around the base of each one. So that's taken a bit of work, but the whole street is lined with tree trunks, both this side and the other side. And gentleman waves to me as I film him, but I'm really filming those trees there. And so we're back in action here. Hope you're enjoying the walk with Steve. I like getting out and doing it. It's easy for me to vart about life while I'm walking in the morning. I'm a no plans sort of a guy, but I don't plan to fail. I thought this morning when I left home I'd go up the hill to the sister-in-law's place, but up the hill were the 3 words that slowed me down. So I thought I'd just go around the square here twice, and we're coming up on the little village to see what's happening there. A lot of these houses along here lost their roofs, and I remember seeing up on that hillside in the background up there the roof of a couple of houses down here. So it's been quite traumatic for the village here, and we've still got repairs going on every day. All right, last but not least, or the not the last, the penultimate thing I've learnt as I've got older is knowing the difference between knowledge and wisdom. And I've always tried to acquire wisdom because I felt like I've had to have a lot of knowledge, and the way that I sort of explain that is that knowledge is knowing that a tomato or a tomato is a fruit, and wisdom is knowing it doesn't go in a fruit salad. And so as you get a little bit older, if you can try and work out in your own understanding what is knowledge and what is wisdom, wisdom takes you a lot further in life, and knowledge helps you get on the right track, but wisdom takes you down that track. So the last one in my Pearls of Wisdom Vart here today is, if you've got some worries in life and things are seeming difficult, getting to retirement's a tough ask, growing old is a tough ask, then always go back to that old adage, it'll be all right in the end. And if it's not all right, it's not the end. And so if you think about that when you're thinking about all your problems, if things aren't all right, don't worry, because it's not the end. Don't sweat the small stuff. If in doubt, lower your standards. Just had a dog cut me off. I'd hate him to bite me. And happy wife, happy life. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this short vart. I'm trying to keep my finger out of the camera there. Just did my shoulder blade in walking around the streets with you. I'll continue on here. Got about another hour to go. And make sure you look out for that a minute an hour vart that's coming up in about a month. That'll be filmed today, but every hour I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. And the first 2 hours are done. hour one was getting out of bed and hour two was getting the sneakers on. Thanks for watching. Stay frosty, and I'll see you in the next one.